Oh, there's a couple rules of physics that you need to know about this. Objects tend to stay at rest until changed by an outside force. You know, you're hiking and then you come and see this big boulder. It's probably been there for maybe hundreds of years. Nothing has changed. That's going to stay at rest like that until something moves it. Maybe someday people come in and they use dynamite and then blow it apart. So that's the outside force that changes it. Objects tend to stay in motion until changed by an outside force. So once it's moving, it wants to stay moving. Now, if it was moving in space, you can put satellites in space, give it a nice little push, and it will go around and round and around the Earth until eventually gravity is going to suck it down, right? That makes sense. You guys remember that physics from high school? Okay, so the more you start moving this guy wants to stay on this part, but it can't because it's attached to the base. So it's going to drag with that base. And the other thing too is that it wants to stay in a straight line as it's moving. So every time this thing starts changing direction, this little guy wants to keep going in a straight line, but it can't because now it's changing in another direction. So it reaches its limit and then it has to change direction, right? So that change of direction is always going to be delayed according to what's happening here. So this is going to move first and this is going to keep going until it reaches its limit and then it comes back again, right? So that's basically what's happening here. This little ball right there wants to stay down, right? It just wants to stay there and be happy there. But we have this base right here that's moving it. And then suddenly, oh man, I got to go with the flow. I got to go with the base, right? So that's where you get the drag from. Does that make sense, what I'm saying? So it's the laws of physics basically when it comes to this. And it's about spacing, basically. So the other rule is that spacing determines the speed. So if you have this, you see the spacing in here, it wants to maintain that same spacing until it reaches its end and then it slows down and then reverses and accelerates back into whatever this guy's doing, right? For more animation tips, go to my YouTube channel, vdkanimation.com.